Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a DIY Dollar Tree Aqua truck wreath. I'm going to be using Dollar Tree Plus items, so we're going to use a heart-shaped wreath form from the Dollar Tree, as well as this cute little truck from Dollar General. It was just $1, not doing anything to it except gluing hangers on it. We're going to use 2 rolls of the Dollar Tree's wired burlap in that aqua color, and a bunch of other different ones to make a bow. Now this is a redo of my very first wreath on my channel. I think it was my first wreath. Might have been my second wreath. But I made a Valentine's Day wreath back when the channel first started, and I didn't have proper equipment, and a lot of it was out of frame, so I decided to redo it as per requested over the years. And this is the exact same technique. I made sure I didn't change it up on you. What I've done is I've taken about a 4-inch piece of the burlap and I've glued it over the bottom corner, and because it's wire edged, it folds really nicely. Once you have it just evenly over the corner, then you want to fold the edges back, and you can glue them down if you want to, but as you can see here, we're going to cover them, so no need to glue extra gluing. You're just going to take the beginning of your ribbon and go perpendicular, or go parallel with the little seams of the little triangles that you folded down, but we're going to just go straight across that diagonal, and that's going to give us kind of the perfect angle to start going up one side. This wreath is up one side and then start over and then go up the other side. I do it that way because I've sort of have like a particular way it looks. This way all of the ribbon doesn't lay in one direction. It lays natural direction, almost as like if your hands were making a heart, you'd be able to fan down all of the little folds. Now, the only other piece of advice I can give, other than just wrap your little heart out, is try to keep your ribbon overlays as even as possible. When you get to the curves, it will obviously start to take like a triangular shape, but still you want to use, I kind of try to match my outside edge to be even, so if I'm exposing about 1 inch up the straight sides, then I'm going to make the outside edge about 1 inch of exposure. And then you're just going to keep going around until you get to the very end. And as you can see there, I knew that this isn't a whole roll of ribbon. This ribbon was already started. You do end up using about a roll and a half, but I wanted to just share with you. And then you're going to use some, if you want to, in the bow also. So that's why I suggested 2 rolls. Then when you get to basically where you like it, you're going to stop it at the top. What I do is I cover the point that's underneath. So the bottom point, I just take the very edge of the wire. I add a little tiny bit of glue to the bottom point, and I just go straight down from the top of the point to the bottom of the point and just glue that straight down. And we're going to match that edge when we get to the other side as well. Okay, so now you're just going to repeat the exact same thing, almost like as if that ribbon was just one ribbon. You're going to glue it right over the piece that you glued before, just in the other direction. And then you're going to repeat with all of the wrapping. I wanted to just tell you guys real quick, while this is just a repeat of instructions, I did try to make a 5 wreath video. I just can't work that way. I know that sounds horrible, and I'm not dissing anybody else's methods, obviously, but I just don't feel like I want to be a thorough teacher. I want to show you guys steps. If I make mistakes, I want you to see the mistakes. If you want to fast forward to the parts that are boring to you and you don't want to listen to my voice, I understand. If you're a crafter, you might just have to skim. Some really good crafters just have to see the finished product. But I just don't teach that way, and I really tried. I've done a couple of videos that were like sort of compilation videos. It's just really difficult for me to not show you the entire process. I do have a couple where I only videotaped some portions, and I kind of am like really disappointed in myself, but you'll see them. It'll be okay. But yeah, from now on, it'll probably, not from now on, but from now on when I'm filming, it probably won't be compilations. And I really tried. I really did, guys. If you're somebody who just is tired of it, then I'm sorry. So now for when we get to the peak, we're going to repeat the same thing. We're going to line up the two pieces of wire straight down the middle. And you want to do that just to sort of make it finished. And then we're going to cover it with one piece that's going to go straight down the middle. Do you see that? How it covers both sides. So you want to leave that till the very end, because otherwise you'll cover it with your new piece, okay? Once you have that done, you want to tuck your points in on the inside of the heart, just like you tuck the points in on the bottom of the heart as well. Okay? Now, for what we're going to do next is make our bow. There are so many different bow tutorials. We have tons of bow tutorials on our channel where we've made tons of different bows. This one is just going to be really the real simple bow that Mrs. Mahoney taught me. I keep telling you that all the time. It's going to be just 2 loops of each color, and we are going to start with the biggest one on the bottom, go to the smallest one. I just wanted to make sure that it was at least as wide as the truck. Well, not really. Before I fluffed it, it was at least as wide as the truck. I have this white burlap ribbon from Dollar General. It was $2. I went to go buy some this weekend, and there was no more anywhere. It just was in their regular crafting section, but I guess, you know, when something's good, people want to buy it. Then I took some more of that Aqua ribbon. I wanted to go ahead and enhance it with some of the pink to match the pink hearts that are in the back of the truck. So I have 2 loops of that. And then I'm going to top it off with 2 loops of the narrow burlap ribbon with the white polka dots from the Dollar Tree, just to go ahead and just add some texture, just a different texture, a little bit of the natural color, just to bring in some of that farmhouse feel, some more of that farmhouse feel. Like if all this burlap wasn't enough. I also feel like it gives it more of that modern edge. Between the aqua and the polka dots, I feel like it gives it a little bit more of that modern edge. So once you have them all stacked, and you can see I made them narrower and narrower as they went in, kind of almost in scale with the width of their ribbons. I'm not putting any tails on this, so this is a tailless bow. But what we're going to do, and if I had a really good scissor, we would just cut through all the layers. But what we're going to do is we're going to cut through a little bit of each side right at the middle. What you do is you fold the ribbon in half, and then you could cut a notch out, but we can just cut a straight line as well. And what that does is that gives a place for the wire to slip, and when you have your ribbons notched, that's what keeps your loops from going back into their natural state of, you know, when you pull them out and pull them apart, it will keep them from springing back into their own homes where they were. If that makes any sense. And what I'm using for wire today is just some Dollar Tree wire from the hardware section. It comes in silver, black, in a pack of 3. And this is just some silver wire. You don't see the wire, so it doesn't have to be floral wire. It doesn't have to be blue wire. It could be jute cord or whatever you really want to do. So what I do is you just want to scrunch up that middle while you put the wire around it. Twist the wire just really tight. Just go around a few times, and then you can start fluffing open your bows. I do like to always go in the same direction. So if my right hand is taking the bow, the loop off the top, my left hand is taking the loop out of the inside, I will repeat that with all the different layers of ribbon. That's just the way I like to roll. But it looks cute both ways. It's just, I don't know, I'm me. I'm weird. I know it. This is not news. So then once you basically will fluff this the way you want it, then we're going to work on the truck. Now, I wanted to mention that because not everybody can find this truck at the Dollar General, but there are really cute trucks at Hobby Lobby. There is actually like a little wooden truck that you can paint yourself from the Dollar Tree that came out. The Dollar General, I just found a wooden truck that you can paint, which is a little larger. But just to give you some ideas of things that you could do as well. Okay? Now, I'm going to wire the bow on. Now, I will tell you, just like we've mentioned before, when you make a heavy item on your wreath and you put it off to one side, it will make the wreath lopsided. The best thing to do to combat that is to actually put 2 hangers on it. But I don't care if the wreath's a little crooked on the door. I really don't. But I did wire that bow on And this is just going to be tied on this truck. So you can always move them in the future if you want to. Okay. And I was just showing you could put the truck underneath it. You could put the truck in the middle. You could put the truck on one side and the bow on one side. You know, play with it. Do what you like. I'm just going to take 2 pieces of jute. Jute's just cheap and I have it laying there all the time. You could use pipe cleaners or whatever you want. You can also add more wire. It's just that the wire could cut through the hot glue pretty easily. So I would, that's not my recommendation. But I take 2 pieces of jute and I'm just crisscrossing it. I really did want to get the sticker off so that it was glued directly to the paint. But I figured if it was that difficult getting the sticker off, probably not going to come off with the hot glue. But I did make sure that some of the glue was on the painted part of the truck. You really want to make sure that it dries, cools really quickly. Thoroughly, excuse me, before you go ahead and tie it on so you don't accidentally glue your truck to your bow. Now you decide where you want it. I'm just going to put it smack in the middle. I'm going to put 2 loops up and 2 loops down of each of the different colors. And then I'm just going to tie around to the back and make a bow. You could tie the two strings separately. You could tie like the 2 left side and the 2 right side if you want to, but I just found that it was clogging up the bow when I did that. So I wanted to just tie them through to the middle. And I did have to adjust some of my loops, which was fine. And then finally, we're just going to zhuzh it up. Zhuzh. Z-H-S-U-Z-S-H. I think that's how you spell it. I had to look it up. We're going to add a hanger to it. We're just going to use one of our little loops, the little nooses that we make out of jute. I wanted to make it really small so that you couldn't see it, but obviously you can do whatever you want to hang this. You want to hang a big ribbon on it. You want to make fluffy bow. You want to hang this crooked. That would be cute if you hung it crooked, just like we did with the the purple flowered wreath the other day. But that's it. Once you have it glued on there, you're all set to go. I hope that this helps with the instructions from the previous videos from 2017 Valentine's Day. I hope you guys really got the technique now, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. Don't forget to share this video with friends and family, anybody you know might be interested in making one of these wreaths or any of the wreaths in the series. And if you haven't yet, click subscribe. When you do, a little bell will pop up. When you ring that bell, YouTube will let you know whenever I upload a new video. And as always, you guys take care, God bless, and we'll see you next time. Bye.